Smile. Hey guys, it's Natalie Kilborn. Welcome to the broadcast tonight. We are super excited to be able to host tonight's All-Star Hangout. I have some amazing All-Stars on the line. Let me give you guys a couple quick introductions. I have the amazing two-star ambassador Kelly McCoy. Welcome to the call.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, hey. And I've got regional director out of the Northeast who I think just dug out of a snowbank this afternoon, Rick Kupala. Welcome.
Hey guys, how is everybody doing today?
Rick, are you officially out of the snow?
Yeah, we've got a little over 3 feet here between in the last week, so it's been insane.
Oh my goodness, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
I literally just got finished digging out my driveway about 15 minutes before this call. So
So you got your challenge on today. Your arms are burning.
arms and lower back, that's right.
Oh, good, good. Well, awesome. Well, welcome to tonight's call, guys. We're going to give you guys an all-star show tonight, making sure that we give you some great tips that you guys can use moving forward in your business. And I get to start the Hangout out teaching you guys a little something about challenge groups, right? So you heard probably the how on challenge groups, right? You've probably been to challengegroups.vi.com and you've read the handbook, you've looked it over, you've maybe set up your own challenge group, but do you guys understand the why behind challenge groups? I think it's almost more important to understand why we do what we do as it is understanding how to do it, right? So I'm going to teach you guys a little bit about the why. I just watched an incredible TED Talk that talked about how the community itself, if we get together in community, we can solve the world's problems. He was talking about obesity, diabetes, high blood pressure, all of those things. They aren't it's not a city problem, it's not a statewide problem. It's a worldwide problem. It's also not an economic problem. In the poorest of countries, in places where people don't have much, they're still struggling with obesity because people aren't getting quality food. And he talked about this cool thing. He says that they used groups, right? Groups in the community to build the community in a way that helped to fight diseases. Rebuilding the community is rebuilding the connection, and the key to solving large issues is peer support. So in these like third world countries where they didn't have much, they used the peer support of the person in the community that was great at gardening. They were able to supply the community with great food. The person in the community that was great at helping the people take care of the children, they were able to supply that need. Right? So he takes that story of third world countries and how the community is solving the problem, and he says that it's exactly what we need to do here. Chronic disease is controlled by community. He said, this is important, listen to this. I think this one's awesome. He said the social threads that connect us are more important than the genetic threads that make us. He said you're more likely to be obese if your best friend, your husband, and the person that you're spending the most time with are obese than if your mom or your dad are obese. It's the social threads that connect us are more important than the genetic threads that make us. So think about that. And I got to thinking about, the people that I'm helping on the challenge and the people that are in my life that are significantly overweight. And, a lot of times their parents might not be overweight, but their friends, the people that they hang out with, the people at their job are overweight. And it proves this kind of social cycle that's happening where, if I'm hanging out mostly with Rick and Charlie, I'm at their house for dinner and they're always eating bad things, guess what? I'm eating bad things because I'm over at their house. No, I'm not saying that you are, Rick. I see you smiling. But the social threads that connect us are more important to determining whether we're going to be obese than the genetic threads. And the social network, if we use our social network to promote health, that's really what's going to help us. It's the peer support that's going to create this plan that we can help people get healthy. And here's what's happening in the challenge groups. You're creating community, right? Because these are local people that you're going to be doing life with. So you're creating the community of people that are going to be supporting you through your weight loss journey or your fitness journey through challenge groups. And the community is part of the cure. The community will cure the problems of the community if we all get together. And so one thing he talked about was uh, he talked about finding the health champions in your community. And I thought, you know what, that's such a great way to phrase it, right? We talk about gathering promoters and we talk about gathering customers, but have you ever opened up your mind to the idea that there are people, dozens, if not hundreds of them in your community that are already health champions? All we have to do is find them and activate them into challenge groups, and the whole landscape of your community can change. There's somebody who's passionate about food and health and nutrition in your community. You need to find that person and activate them to be a part of challenge groups, right? There's somebody who's lost 100 pounds in your community that is excited and passionate and knows what that feels like to help somebody lose 100 pounds. You need to find that person and activate them to get involved in challenge groups. So imagine if we could change people's behavior through our community of peer support. Imagine if we could walk with somebody through their journey to get healthy. Imagine if we could walk through with somebody to their challenge, and through peer support, the community solves the problem. This is exactly why we have challenge groups. It's an amazing way for us to help people get healthy by doing it together. So you know how to do a challenge group, right? You have to set one up, you have to determine a location, you need to invite people to your challenge group. But the why behind challenge groups, the social threads that connect us are more important than the genetic threads that make us. So when you guys are building your challenge groups, I want you to think how important it is that as a community we get people together and we get people moving, we get people walking, we get people running, we get people working out, we get people doing Zumba, because it's the community of people that is going to solve the obesity epidemic in your neighborhood. So I hope that encourages you guys to understand kind of the why behind challenge groups and how we can absolutely be an impact in our community. So one tip I'd give you leaving my little segment would be to say, look this week for people that are already community health champions. Ask somebody, hey, I'm looking for a community health champion. Who do you know in our community that is really passionate about health? Who do you know in our community that is really passionate about helping people get healthy? I'm looking for community champions, and I'm going to activate them to get involved in challenge groups. So there's a little tip for you guys on why we do challenge groups. I'm going to kick the call over to one of my best pals, Rick Hupalo, who's going to talk to you guys about the importance of running week to week, the RST, and also one of my favorite parts, Rick, swimming in the pool. So over to you, Rick.
Hey guys, welcome. I'm so glad that everybody was able to make tonight's hangout. I'm always excited to be a part of this. And Natalie, those are really great tips. I absolutely love it, and I couldn't agree with that more. I think that I think that if we surround ourselves in the right atmosphere, there's no doubt that we're going to grow from that. So thank you. That's great. Guys, I want to talk to you about running week to week because really this is one of the most exciting parts of our business, is the fact that we have the opportunity to get paid not just twice a month like most people do, but we literally get 5 paychecks a month if we're running our calendars properly, okay? Running week to week is the way that not only are you going to help yourself the most, but it's the way that you're going to have the opportunity to help every one of your new promoters, every one of your, the new people that get started on your team, hit that triple bonus their first week. If they miss it, they get the opportunity to hit the double bonus, right? In the GST, they had always talked about if you schedule out 30 days to get somebody to Rising Star and you miss it, you don't have another chance. But if you try to run them in 7, you get 3 more, right? So the opportunity to run week to week is just, it's crucial. It's crucial. So how do we do that, right? Well, every single Friday starts a new week, right? And the question that we need to ask ourselves is, if we have been running our business week to week, do we set weekly goals, right? And if we do, who are we setting those goals with? Are we setting them with ourselves? Are we setting them with our business partner, for example, like Charlie and I that are doing this together, or Natalie and Corey? Or are you setting them with your team well, and who you're running, right? And through these goals, the next thing I wanted to talk about is, have you decided who you actually are going to be running that week? Maybe it's your new promoter. Maybe it's, guys, listen, we all go through times in our business where we don't have a brand new personal sponsor, right? So who are we running at that point? Well, the answer is ourselves, right? One of the things that I've learned from mentors like Natalie and Corey and Rachel and Josh is that if you don't have somebody to run, you need to run yourself, and it's important, for you to set goals for yourself if you don't have somebody there. So make sure that you're starting off your week with your goals. Moving on to that, what are your daily habits? Like, a weekly goal is wonderful, but what are you doing on a daily basis to help you get there? Okay, how much time do you set aside for personal development? Are you doing things with intent? Okay, are you intentionally waking up at a certain time? Are you intentionally blocking off a certain amount of time for calls? Are you scheduling with intention one-on-ones? And as you're going through these daily habits and through your daily processes, make sure that you're focusing on results themselves, okay? Asking yourself, what is the outcome that you're looking for from this conversation? So if you're meeting somebody with a one-on-one, what's the outcome? Are you going to get them started on a transformation kit? Or are they going to walk away saying it's too expensive? Okay, who is being sold? Who has the influence and who is being influenced, right? And then the next thing with running week to week is closing the week, right? So we open on Fridays, but we close on Thursdays, which means Thursday night should be the day that we are like phone call after phone call after phone call, challenge party after challenge party, just kind of back to back, making sure that we're helping everybody cross those lines. Because, guys, these customer pools, these promoter pools, I don't know if you guys had the opportunity to hit them in January, but they were an awful lot bigger in January than they were in December. Okay, and January's revenue was up 2015 versus 2014. So, which means February's checks are going to be even bigger. So it's really important to close the week and make sure that everybody is getting over that last little hurdle and getting over that last little line. Don't let somebody miss a customer pool for a balance kit. Okay, don't let somebody miss it for a shape kit, right, guys? It's we know enough people there. The fitness and weight loss industry is a $60 billion a year industry. There are people that have a need for what we are offering. Okay, kind of like Natalie had said, maybe we just need to find a couple more community influencers, right? But moving on from there, guys, when you're running somebody, just make sure that they're aware of it. Okay, you don't want to be running somebody absolutely no clue that that's your intention, or that they're actually a part of what you're doing. And every successful person in this company has always said, if you want to rank advance, there's two things you need to do. One, you need to have more parties than there are days. Okay, and two, you need to get your butt to every one of the events that we've got, which is my little segue into the RST schedule that is coming up right now. Is out, and it's around for everybody. My question for everybody out there right now is, what event are you going to? Okay, where are you registered for? My wife and I think we're going to divide and conquer, and we may actually go to 2 different events just because of the way the team is split up right now. But have you booked your ticket? Right? Saying that you're going to do something and actually making the commitment to do it are 2 completely different things. Okay, and procrastination will cost you money. Flights go up, hotel rooms get more expensive. Everything. If you're going to rent a car, rental car costs go up. Procrastination will cost you money. So, guys, what event are you registered to? Where are you going? Who's coming with you? Like, have you? I would rotate and show you guys right now my erase board, but there's a bajillion other things there anyway. Do you have your list of people that are coming with you? Have you already started on that work, the list of people within your team that have they registered for their local event in their market? Okay, who's coming with you? What guests are you bringing to RST? Who are you going to leverage this as somebody that's on the fence that gets them over that hurdle? RST are so much more than just a training for us, guys. They really are a business building tool for us. I've talked to person after person, and I hear countless stories of people that rank advance coming out of an RST. Okay, I can say for myself that it happened for me. I know it's happened for other people on my team as well, and I'm sure that many people listening right now, it's happened for you guys. So a lot of you recognize the importance of it, but maybe the new person that just joined, last week doesn't. Okay, so it's up to each one of us to express the importance of this for them, so that they understand why they want to come to this, what the value is, and what they're really going to be getting out of it, guys. Nothing beats face-to-face training, personal development, and that's absolutely something that I love about this industry in a whole. So I guess my tip from what I talked about and what I'd leave with is, on a daily basis, when you start your day, every conversation that you have, my tip would be visualize the outcome, know what result you're looking for, and work with intent. So I guess, Natalie, back for you.
Awesome. Great, great, great tips, you guys. Man, Rick, you're bringing the heat. I liked it. I was
Yes.
writing things down myself. Great tips. I love I'm sure your whiteboard is full. I know how you work. You're very methodical and thought through, so that's exciting. All right, guys, I'm going to kick the call. Oh, look at that book. It's happening. It's happening. All right, I'm going to kick the call over to one of my favorite girls in the whole wide world, the beautiful Kelly
Hey,
McCoy. Kelly, we have
back
something to
up.
celebrate. What are you going to celebrate with us?
What? This? Let me see. Are you talking about this?
Hold it
Yes.
up higher. Look at that. Kelly, did you just run a
Oh,
5K and
yeah.
get a
I
medal?
did. I
Yay!
did. Yes,
Tell
I
us
did.
about that, Kelly.
Well, it's so funny, Natalie. I was thinking, I was seeing you on camera, and I know exactly where you're sitting in your house, and I was sitting in that same chair end of October when I made a decision that I had to get my act together here when it comes to my challenge. I think that I have always been conscious of health and, what I've eaten, and I've been able to get by for many years. But I really was not all in, I guess is what I would say. And so I remember sitting in that chair, Natalie, and I shot my video. I made a decision to go on a challenge for October, November. So it was the end of September. That's right. And then I was October, November, December. I did a 90-day, I called it a holiday challenge. I shot a video sitting in that chair you're sitting in and just said, I can do this. These are the hardest months of the year to really get serious, but I'm going to prove it. And so I really put myself out there, and so people watched me over those 90 days, and I really knew that I was being held accountable, and I did my challenge. And with the help of, first of all, the inspiration of Paige Beamer, who was at your house when we did that boot camp, and
Right?
Paige
She was
was,
awesome.
yes, and I was like, Paige and Rick, you were there, remember? I mean, we were all there, and I made that decision, and so Paige inspired me, and then Jen Smith helped me work with some workouts and food things. And guys, I was able to lose 10 pounds in that challenge, but 17 inches, and those 17 inches were
Holy
in
moly,
my,
I don't even know where it came from.
well, they were in my hips and my waist and my thighs. That's where they were. But anyhow, they're gone, and these bangs need to go. But anyhow, let's see here. But anyhow, so I finished that, and I got a lot of people watching me. But guess what? Then January 1st started, and then I was like, I got to keep this thing going. So I made a decision. So then I decided I think I'm going to run a 5K. I've never, guys, like, I can't even tell you what this is. And you're saying 3.2 miles, Kelly, come on, get it together. That's not so hard. But for me, it really was something mental. And when I did it, I did it I ran the whole way. I in my mind, I thought I'm going to have to walk and run, but I ran the whole way. I couldn't believe it. And I'm doing another one this Saturday. So now, now I'm
Kelly,
putting, I know.
are you
So,
wearing
and then
your
I'll
tutu?
not wearing my tutu. It was for breast
Oh,
cancer, and it was all women, and we wore pink tutus. It was so much fun. But guys, here's what I want to tell you. And this is a really great quote that I had is, your body is a business, so take care of it or soon you'll be out of business. Okay?
wow.
It's kind of a double meaning for us because this is what we do, and you can't do one without the other. But here's the thing, you don't have, I mean, just make the commitment and let people know that you have a goal. That's it. You don't have to, you have weight to lose, or you have, a goal you want to do, or if you haven't been active, it's okay. But just let people know that you're doing it. But this is the best thing about what our business is, because there is a little pressure on us, right, to stick with something, because our paycheck is a direct reflection of that. So it's been great, I'm going almost on 3 years with Visalis, but I can honestly say these last 4 months, I really feel like I'm all in on that side. So that's my little tip for you guys today. Remember that it is a business. Our body, we got to get up every day, and it needs to be working. And so if there's anything you need from me, or any inspiration, if I just always tell people, if Kelly can do it, you can do it. So I'm going to turn it back to you, Natalie.
Kelly, we are so crazy proud of you, and 3.2 miles is a big deal. It's awesome. I'm going to flick over to Rick. Rick, what day are you on your challenge?
Day 33.
Okay, and what's your current goal?
I'm trying to drop another 10 pounds.
Okay.
I intentionally put a little bit of weight on over the holidays because I wanted to have some fresh before and after pictures for everybody. So,
I will refrain from calling you out. I might have been on the same plan, so I can't be too snarky over here. But and Rick's beautiful wife is going for Vi Latina model. She is #1 in the Northeast. So if you guys see Charlie Hupalo asking for votes, that's Rick's beautiful wife. So everybody yes, vote at 10. She's like a 12. I try to look for the 12s, but I can never find a 12. But well, I'm on day 12 of my challenge. I'm also wanting to lose that 10 pounds that I've been carrying for. So it's time to let it go, right? It's time to do that. So we have about 7 minutes left on tonight's call, and I'm going to highlight something that Rick talked about very briefly, which is your daily habits. I have the awesome, amazing, my husband Corey and I, we have an amazing privilege to be in Nick Sarnicola's LID group, which has really pushed us to do, get out of our comfort zone and do some things that we wouldn't normally do. And one of the things that Nick is teaching us that I think it applies to absolutely everybody, whether you just started today or whether you've been in business for 5 years, and it actually applies to every area of your life. So one thing that Nick did is he tracked his daily habits for 4 years straight. So imagine going to a spreadsheet and giving yourself a score every single day for 4 years on different habits. And he has personal habits, right? Like one of his habits is quality time with Ashley. That's Ashley's biggest love language. So he knows in order to develop a quality marriage, he needs to develop the daily habit of spending time with Ashley. Another one of his personals is spending time with Gia. They have like an 18-month-old little girl. It's important for Nick. If he doesn't make that a daily habit, I'm sure with his busy schedule, like all of us, we can, a week goes by and we're like, oh, I didn't really spend quality time with my kids this week, right? So he does that as a daily habit. So you can use it to track your personal stuff. He uses it to track personal development. He spends time every day visualizing and in prayer. He spends time every day in personal development, making sure that he's feeding his mind really good things. And then he has awesome business daily habits, because one thing he's teaching us is it's not just good enough to say, right? It's February, clean slate, February 2nd, the world is fresh, right? Whatever happened in January, throw it out the door because it doesn't matter. Erase the board. Whether it's a win or a lose, erase the board. It's a new month. We're starting over. So how many of you have set a goal for February? I want to go regional director. I want to go rising star. I want to go national director and get that equity. He's saying, and he's teaching us, that it's not good enough just to set a goal. It's not good enough for me to say, I want to run ND. What I need to do, and what's more important than that, is setting up the daily habits that I need to have in place in order to hit that goal. So one of the things Nick said was, after tracking his habits for 4 years straight, every single day, the very first year he did it, he realized that within 2%, imagine this, 365 days with a goal at the end, within 2% for the entire year in every single category that he tracked, he hit the same percentage that he hit his daily habit is the same percentage that he hit his year-end goal. So to give you an idea, just even numbers, what I'm talking about is he obviously doesn't need to lose weight, but let's say somebody wanted to lose 100 pounds, and you're going to track the daily habit of exercise and eating right. In Nick's analogy, he's saying if you hit exercising and eating right 80% of the time of your daily habit, then you would lose 80 pounds. Right? So whatever your year-end goal is, it's a direct reflection of what happened 365 days before you said, did I hit my goal or not? Right? So it's amazing to hear him talk about 2% of all of them. Whether he went 5-star ambassador, he was within 2% of hitting that goal based on his daily habits. So my challenge for you guys as you're setting up February is to take some time and think about what are the daily habits that you have to have in place to hit your goal. There is absolutely no way back in October that Kelly would have been able to run that 5K without stopping if over the last, almost 4 months, she didn't create daily habits of working out and eating right. It was the daily habit that helped Kelly run that race. It wasn't the decision to run the race that had Kelly hit her goal. It was the daily habit of working out and eating right that helped Kelly hit the goal, right? So whatever your goal is, I challenge you guys, go through and figure out, what do I need to be doing every day in my business? And some key ones that I would give you guys if I was, let me get my little notebook here because I have some of them written down. The key ones that I would say for business, right? You figure out on the personal side, whether it's family time, whether it's prayer. The key ones that I would give you are follow-up. Follow-up should be a daily habit. You will not hit your goals in this business if you are not focusing on follow-up. Personal development should be a daily habit, whether it's reading 10 pages a day or spending an hour reading a book. Personal development needs to be a daily habit. Like Kelly said, exercise and eating right in this business must be a daily habit, right? Because I am the product. If I'm not changing myself, I can't walk up to somebody and say, hey, you got to do this thing with me because I'm exactly the same as I was 2 years ago. Right? So daily habit of eating right and exercising. The daily habit of building your skill. It's one thing to have great personal development. It's an entirely another thing to be out there developing the skill. And do you know how you develop skill? You develop skill the hard way. You develop the skill by falling down, by skinning your knees, by screwing it up, by saying the wrong thing, by, hanging up the phone and being like, oh my gosh, did I just say that? That's how you develop the skill. You develop the skill through doing the activity. You need to have a daily habit of planning, right? Rick was saying on his board, he is planning out who's going to what RSTs, who's going to show up at this event, when's my next party, have I invited to it, when's my next challenge party, have I planned appropriately for it. So having a daily habit of planning will help you hit the goal at the end of the month. And then the last one I would give you is the daily habit of introductions. This is one of my favorite ones, and it's one of the easiest ones. We all should be in the habit of introducing people into the team daily. Hey, Rick, have you met Chucky? I want to introduce you guys. You guys would hit it off. It would be great fun. Like, let me introduce you guys. Introductions don't have to just be three-way calls when you're doing business. One of the great parts about the Visalis community is the community, right? So if you have somebody come to your challenge group that wants to lose 100 pounds, you should make it a habit of, I'm going to get that person on the phone with a couple people who have lost 100 pounds on the challenge so they can feel excited, they can feel connected, they can see a story of somebody that it worked that will inspire them and give them hope, right? So make it a daily habit of introducing people to other people that would bring blessing and encouragement and fun into their life, okay? So our tips leaving the call as we do a little a breakdown for you guys to make sure you guys caught all the best nuggets. So my tip on challenge groups were the social threads that connect us are more important than the genetic threads that make us. It's the community that's going to solve the problem of obesity. It's not the drug companies and the things like that. It's the community, right? One of Rick's top tips was, who are you running, right? Running your business week to week, making sure that person is committed to running with you and giving them that 7-day window. You get 4 chances to run them Rising Star rather than just saying, oh, you missed it after 30 days, right? So great tip, Rick. And Kelly's tip was set for yourself a goal, right? She was determined. She shot her video, she set a goal, and she did it. And then the last thing I shared was just daily habits. Figure out what those daily habits are that you're going to need to get whatever goal it is, whether it's with your marriage, whether it's with your kids, whether it's spiritually, whether it's physically, whether it's in your business. Daily habits are the absolute predictor of the outcome of the goal. So thank you guys for joining us on this Hangout. We had a great time. Make sure you're plugging into the corporate webinar right now. It's happening, the February opening of the month webinar. If you don't have that link, go back to the Vi All-Stars page, and where I posted the link for this, look in the comments, and there's the link for the webinar. So you guys are awesome. Kelly McCoy, you are beautiful as always. Rick, that was a smooth operator. Thanks, guys, for your help tonight. Everybody have a good night.
Night, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Night.